Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm so glad you are joining me today for this important advisory session, one that will also hopefully be a little bit of fun, exploring personality. Let's get started. We have 3 objectives we're going to focus on for this session today. First, we're going to learn about what personality is and what are 4 main personality types. Second, we're going to recognize how understanding your personality can be helpful for you. And lastly, we're going to understand what you view as your personality traits and whether or not you might be able to change them. Let's begin by considering what exactly personality is. So personality is often defined as the characteristic patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that make a person unique. It's believed that personality arises from within the individual and remains fairly consistent across the course of your life. Personality can often be impacted and shaped by your life experiences, the people in your life, the community you live in, the things you learn and are taught, your culture, your family, and much, much more. Take a second and pause the video and think about what different factors may be impacting how your personality has been shaped. So there are a variety of different thoughts and ideas out there about how many different personality types there may be. But today we're going to focus on 4 main personality types. Type A, the director. This person is often goal-oriented, risk-taking, and good under stress. Type B, the socializer. This person is relationship-centered, outgoing, and enthusiastic. Type C, the thinker. This individual might be detail-oriented, logical, and prepared for most situations. Or type D, the supporter. This individual is task-oriented, stabilizing, but sometimes cautious. So now we're going to take a couple of minutes and dive into a slide for each personality type to look at more information about each. Over the next 4 slides, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into each personality type. Let's start with type A, the director. A person who has a type A personality typically likes to be in charge and be in control of their environment and their lives. They're usually very goal-oriented and practical in their solutions. Now let's take a look at what some of the strengths, struggles, motivators, and dislikes of a type A personality might be. So when we consider some strengths, the type A person embraces change, takes charge, is ambitious, works well on their own independently, is often highly competitive, has good delegation skills, which means they can get others to complete tasks, and they're good at multitasking, which means they're good at doing multiple things at once. Some struggles that a type A may experience is that they're stubborn, they're often considered a workaholic, they're impatient, they may be abrupt, tough, easily angered or made mad, and can be insensitive to others. What motivates a type A person? This can be things like money, freedom or independence, being able to overcome challenges, having success, and being a leader. Things that a type A person might dislike: touchy-feely things, long explanations or descriptions, looking soft or vulnerable, being taken advantage of, or losing. So as you take a look at the type A personality, does any of this stand out to you? Next, let's take a look at the type B personality. So personality type B, the socializer. The type B personality is often very outgoing, energetic, and a fast-paced individual who likes to be around people and enjoys being the center of attention. They are good relationship builders, which means they're good with people, and most people like them right off the bat. Let's take a look at some of their strengths, struggles, motivators, and dislikes. So some strengths of the type B personality is having enthusiasm, being fun-loving, easily liked by most people. They're very friendly. They're a dreamer, so they have lots of imagination. They're often lighthearted, people-oriented, and very self-confident. Type B personality sometimes struggles with being too self-involved. They may try to do too many things at one time. They can be impatient. They have trouble being alone. They're easily bored. They can be super impulsive and not think before they act, and they can sometimes procrastinate. The things that motivate a type B person is public recognition, receiving awards and plaques and certificates, succeeding, especially sometimes if they can outdo their peers, being the center of attention, and gaining acceptance. Type B individuals may dislike public humiliation, which is being embarrassed in front of other people, being unappreciated, non-social types, so they don't like people who don't like being in social situations sometimes, appearing unattractive, or appearing unsuccessful or unacceptable to other people. Next, let's take a look at personality type C. Now let's move on and take a look at the third personality type, type C, the thinker. The type C personality is a very detail-oriented individual who likes to be involved in things that are controlled and stable. They're interested in accuracy, rationality, and logic. Let's take a look at the strengths, struggles, motivators, and dislikes of the type C personality. Strengths of the type C are being accurate, creative, dependable, imaginative, independent, detailed and organized, playing by the rules, and intelligent. Some struggles the type C personality has is they worry about progress often. They can appear unsociable or unapproachable by others. They can be critical. They like to do things their own way. They can sometimes see the glass as half empty or in a negative light, and they're also skeptical. The motivators for type C personality is being able to have control, opportunities to be independent and analytical, being challenged, and being able to problem solve. Dislikes of the type C personality is uncontrolled emotions, indecision, people who are self-centered, loss of control, and distractions or distracting people. So now that we've considered type A, B, and C, let's take a look at type D. And as we're doing so, which personality type is standing out to you as being the most like you? Last personality type we're going to take a look at is type D, the supporter. A type D personality takes a slower, easier pace toward their work and life in general. They seek security and longevity on the job and are very happy doing a repetitive task day in and day out. Let's look at some of the strengths, struggles, motivators, and dislikes of type D personality. So some strengths of the type D personality is that they're low-key. They're caring and sincere, compassionate, stable, calm, dependable, trusting, and they're pretty reliable and consistent. Type D personality struggles with not speaking up, easily being used by other people, going along sometimes when they don't agree, and just to avoid confrontation. Their feelings get hurt, they're shy, and they can be resistant to change. What motivates a type D personality? It's things like stability, benefits, security, low risk, routine, and team or group opportunities. Type D personalities often dislike risks, pushy people, change, especially when it happens often, disorganization, aggressive behavior, disruption in their routine, surprises, and conflict. So now that we've talked through all four, which one stands out to you? Which one makes you go, that could be me? So now that we've talked about what personality is and four different types of personalities, let's kind of consider what are some ways that understanding your personality can help you. We like to sometimes call this the aha moment. So understanding your personality can help you to figure out and recognize why you are the way you are, why you do the things that you do, and the way in which you do them. Understanding your personality type can help you figure out how you get things done, how you interact with others. It can help you figure out how you want to navigate school and even things like homework and relationships with other people. Understanding your personality helps you to figure out why you act the way that you do. So when we consider our personality and what we maybe struggle with, what motivates us, what we dislike, and the strengths that we have as a result of our personality, and we add that together with the situation that we're faced with, it can often help us to explain and understand our behavior and why we act the way that we do. Understanding your personality can help you be happier. Sometimes when we understand why we are the way we are, what made us that way, and how it affects how we act towards others and interact with them, it can just help us to be happier and start to accept ourselves for who we are. Learning about and understanding our own personality helps us understand other people. So when we start to understand how personality works, how it impacts us, we can maybe start to see personality traits in other people, and that can then help us to understand and interact with them. And lastly, understanding our personality can help us grow and change. So while recognizing what strengths we have as a result of our personality, understanding what our struggles are can really help us to see areas in our life that maybe we need to change so that we can grow and be better versions of ourselves. So now that we've talked about what personality is, different personality types that there are, and we've also talked about how understanding your personality can help you, let's take a few minutes to identify what you view your own personality or character traits to be. So here's a list of a variety of different character traits. And what I want you to do is consider the following 3 questions. Which of these character traits do you feel are strengths of yours? Which of the character traits on this list do you feel like are your struggles? And which character traits do you wish you had? So I want you to pause the video for a few minutes, take a look through the list, and jot down the answer to each of these questions. And if you feel like a character trait is not listed there that falls into the category of strengths, struggles, or one you wish you had, feel free to add them to the list. So one of the few things that is a struggle of understanding personality is when we do recognize those things that we don't like about why we are the way we are, or different personality traits that we may have, we might start to wonder, can you change your personality? And there's lots of debate and argument about whether or not this can actually happen. But let's consider, how could we possibly change our personality? One way is by focusing on changing your habits. Sometimes we engage in habits that keep us stuck in a rut. So when we think about changing some of the ways that we are, maybe changing some of our habits can help us with that. Expanding your knowledge and experience. So part of that thing that shapes us into the person that we are and shapes our personality is what we know and the life experiences that we have. So when we think about changing our personality, one way to do so would be by expanding and learning and growing and having new experiences. Trying things outside of your comfort zone. Those habits, the expression, what is it? Old habits die hard. So when we think about what shapes us, our habits do that too. So how can we try things out of our comfort zone and try new things and practice new skills and try to meet new people? So if you feel like you're stuck in a rut and you're around the same people all the time, can you be willing to have the courage to try to strike out and make new friends? So we're going to close out before we talk about our key takeaways with a fun personality quiz. So now you've learned all this information about personality, different types, why it benefits you to understand it, how you can change maybe some of the things about your personality that you don't like. So click the link below and try out this fun personality quiz. Pause the video while you do so.